we're the 6th graders, as you all know, and we did a report about ancient China. And here's a key for each color. It means a person has written it.
The ancient Chinese invented many things that we use today, like the compass, paper money, gunpowder. They also invented the first earthquake detector. In 481 BC, China had separated into 7 warring states. They fought with swords, axes, daggers, and bows and arrows.
They would trade things like silk, spice, tea, porcelain, and lacquer, and they would also trade hot food. They put their trading things in baskets with a rod. As you can see here, here's a picture of a trader that's true. The ancient Chinese people traveled with horses, camels, carts, and they also used boats for transportation in 4000 to 1600 BC.
On New Year's Day, they had a 15-day vacation. On their vacation, they played with kites. They used their playing cards. They gambled and they played chess. They got chess from Europe, but they also had a similar game called Chinese checkers. And they used kites. They first used kites 3,000 years ago, and they used kites because they thought they were good luck. The ancient Chinese used silk to make their clothing. They also used cotton, but it didn't get as famous as silk. And they wore silk robes that had lots of embroidery on them. When their clothing had lots of embroidery on them, it meant that the person wearing it was very wealthy. And they made their jewelry out of silver, gold, jade, and other precious stones. The Chinese believed that the first being was named Pangu, and they believed that he was cracked out of a cosmic egg that was cracked by the forces of yin yang. They believed that he separated the sky from the earth, and exhausted from his labor, he died. And when he died, his body turned into the mountains and lands on earth, and his fleas turned into humans. Other ancient Chinese people believed that instead of Pangu, there was a snake goddess named Nuwa, and they believed that she created humans out of mud and water. The Chinese believed that there was a judge of the dead named Yan Lo, and he appeared terrifying. He would weigh the souls of the dead people, and if they were heavy, they were sinful, and if they were light, they were not sinful. And the souls had to pass a number of challenges and tests, and they would get one last look at home before they drank a special drink that would wipe all their memories away, and so they could be reincarnated. There were 3 that they called the 3 perfections. It was calligraphy, poetry, and painting. Some things they would make were books, which included the paper and printing, and they would just print by writing with paintbrush and ink. And they would print paper. They would first get bamboo and beat it to a pulp, and then they would soak it. No, they would soak it before, and then they would dip a screen, which would gather a film with fibers, and then they would place it on a heated wall to dry, and then after they would peel the paper off. And they figured out a way how to use chopsticks to pick up food with just one hand.
Their diet was very simple, just beans, grains, vegetables, wheat, I think, and a small amount of meat. The Chinese also ate peas, mung beans, soybeans, wheat, rice, tofu, ginger, sesame seeds, noodles, and tea leaves that unfurl in the water. chili peppers, and peanuts. China has always been famous for its beautiful arts and crafts. Some of the luxury goods that they exported were bronze, jade, silk, lacquer, and porcelain. These were considered very valuable in Asia and Europe. The Silk Road is a series of trade routes that goes from China across Asia to other places such as Europe.
The ancient Chinese used symbols that eventually turned into modern characters. Some of them were pictographs, like the character for a person, which was a drawing of a little person, and some were ideas, like the character for the number 3, which was just 3 lines. For money, the Chinese used silver pieces that often were round with a hole in the middle. The reason they had a hole in the middle was so the pieces could be threaded together. Chinese liked to gamble a lot. And that's the end of our ancient China presentation.